welcome to Griffinscope Tarot, the home of tarot, learning tarot without textbooks. This is the sister program video. I do readings on my other channel through the Griffinscope. Here we get to actually learn how it's all put together. Today we're going to be learning how I would do an actual friends reading. This is somebody I don't know a lot about, I know a little about, and our paths cross from time to time. So it'll be interesting to see what comes up for her. She's asked me to do it on a career spread. So that's what we're going to do. We're going to put 3 rows out and put 18 cards out altogether. So as you know, I'm very keen that we should cleanse our cards, make sure they're all up the right way before we start. I'm looking at this camera when I'm talking to you. I'm looking at this camera front on when I'm talking to Emma about the reading. So yeah, your cards should be all up the right way. Cleanse the cards. So I will do it with sound normally with my crow caller, wake the crows up. If you've got any oracle deck, make sure that's on the table so that you can always leave that client with a good feeling when they go. Clients normally come, or friends come to you, they want a reading because something, you know, they want more knowledge, there's an issue going on. And yeah, just to leave somebody on a positive note once they've left you is a really good thing to do. The angel cards, or perhaps even the dream decoder, possibly. Anyway, I always give my disclaimer because tarot, I could call them predictions, but tarot readings, you know, they are not cast in stone because people always are changing and gaining more awareness. But this is how things are looking for Emma at the time of this reading, how things are panning out. So remember, you're creating your sacred space. I've got the feathers down here. This is where I'm going to be putting my cards. Make sure your mood is nice and grounded and present. You want to be a little bit removed, a little bit cool, but do bring forth empathy as and when needed. So your tools are cleansed, they're blessed, make sure the phone's off the hook, and you're pretty much ready to go. So I've got my court card that I've chosen for Emma. So I know Emma's doing a PhD in psychology, so very much the Queen of Swords would go with that one. I've got the Lovers out because this is her birth card, her soul's journey, birth card, how she's going to be, what lessons she's going to be learning in this life. So that doesn't change, that remains the same. We haven't gone into the birth card pairing opposite. We will go into that, okay? But I just want it on the table for today to just, you know, give me that extra bit of foundation where I know, you know, where the character's coming from, how they're learning their lessons, what's playing out. So remember, we when we did the court cards and put the left hand, the psychic hand, over all the court cards and chose that way, or you can logically choose what is befitting to that person's character. Okay, so the next bit is obviously to give the cards a good shuffle. So always welcome the client. So hello Emma, thanks for your message the other day and welcome to your reading. We're going to find out what's going on in your career. So I know that you're doing your PhD, you're bound to be wanting to know how that's panning out. We're going to have a look. Okay, so you stop shuffling when you either get a change in your energy. It might be a magnetic pull or tingle in the cards, perhaps a warmth, or even a little flash or a vision. Maybe it's a word, but it's at that point that I normally stop. So that feels about right there. I'm going to put the cards out. So one of the bugbearers for me, guys, is getting the cards straight and neat. While this is a beautiful oak table, the cards do slide. Make sure your background is nice and, you know, those that are using tarot scarves or whatever, silk scarves to put the cards on. Just make sure it's all kind of big enough and you know, you've created your sacred space. You're not picking up on energies that have been on the table before. So I'll just get them all out. And then we can proceed. Now, this is the bit where, say if I was on YouTube, I'd be going straight into the reading, firing on all cylinders. As it's a friend, you know, I can take my time, I can look at the patterns and the energies. I tend to go through the rows this way, reading from left to right, and then I might take a card and I might think, do you know what, how does this card here feel about being next to that one there, or maybe over there with that one? What are the energies? Are they conflictual or are they complementary? And then I might have a look at the energies, how they're looking diagonally to this way, then over to that way. Then the very central cards are always quite indicative of how the reading is kind of feeling, sensing out, that kind of thing. So let's start reading some cards. So the first card out is actually the Emperor. Guys, I love having my little feathers that I can point to. I can look at particular things, point things out to friends or clients, and it just kind of helps get the meaning over. So this is a career spread. Everything is going to be through the eyes of, you know, money, studying, jobs, this kind of thing. So with those Emperor energies out, it feels to me like somebody is watching you, Emma. Somebody is noticing perhaps your status. It's a good time to plan and put that little bit extra into your work at the moment. Just, you know, while you're being watched and judged in this way. I do feel like it's in quite a positive way. It's just like somebody's noticing you. So I'm also seeing the King of Wands down there, and there's a real sense that when you fire on all cylinders, you can really kind of be a little bit of a trailblazer. So planning, getting organised with your studies and within your job, putting that extra little bit in is going to feel you know, helpful. It's going to serve you well in some ways. I'm also sensing that there could be like a mentor around you. If it's not a mentor around you, then it's the mentor that's in you. And I'm feeling I'm going to err more on the mentor within you. We've got the Hermit down here in the corner, all about going inside, getting the whispers, getting those pearls of wisdom, so that you know how to move forward in your life. So on the one hand, in the job, there feels like there is a lack of support, but on the other hand, there is actually somebody around you that is supportive. It is a female, she's logical, she's truthful, she can be trusted upon to give wise counsel. She may be a little bit kind of feel a little bit removed, but she's kind, she's coming from the right place. It feels as though, as far as the studies go, I'm looking at institutions here, and the sword always reminds me of a pen. So if there is an exam that's coming up, or even if it's a job interview, there's a feeling of, because this is an inverted ace, aces upright are yes, inverted are no, it feels like there could be a potential block in you either passing that exam or that job interview. And what's needed here is a logical approach from the Emperor. Like I said, all that pre-planning that can go into an interview or an exam, that perseverance, and fighting through is what's needed at the moment. So guys, notice how I'm kind of, in this particular reading, not always, I'm kind of being pulled to go this way and that way. I'm noticing how different cards, the pictures, are unlocking the intuition and bringing it all together. Yeah, okay, let's continue. So, getting organised, maybe finding out who this mentor is potentially, but also how you mentor yourself, in fact, is really important too. So logically approaching things in a way that, yes, it feels like you're fighting through and you have to kind of push a little bit, because a lot is going into this, into the studies and into the job as well. And scattering your energies is not what you need to do. It's like honing in on where you need to be, what you need to be focusing on, because potentially there could be like a failed exam or a failed job interview. So are you investing your energies and your mental faculties into the right areas so that you don't create any too much more stress? So the it's mental when it's the sword, it's in its concentrate as an ace. So yeah, concentration and focus in the right areas. Now, while we've got the Hierophant reversed here, I'm also feeling like there's a sense of, yes, you've got to be logical to get the success. The Queen of Swords, don't forget the Queen of Swords I picked as your court card that represents you, and she's actually out in the reading. So when it's coming to your own studies, it's going to be, coming off your own back. You need to put in the effort. I'm saying you need to put in the effort because we've got the Nine of Pentacles there, where things can kind of like slow down or become relaxed in the garden to the point of possible laziness. Now, we've all got the potential to be lazy. I'm the first one to own that. If I had a chance to have 5 minutes, I'll take it for a cat nap. But yeah, not scattering the energies, focusing in to where they need to be, using that logic brain, using your own inner mentor, as in aka the hermit energies, listening to the whispers of your own wisdom. And we do that when we are removed from the world, when we are away from the flopsome, the jetsam, the hurly-burly, all of this kind of stuff. The muddying of the waters starts to clear, and we can really feel where we need to be. Okay, so pushing through, fighting through, 9 of Wands there, another 9. You're kind of like over halfway in the battle to getting where you need to be, and you've done most of the work is what I'm feeling. Look at that 10 of Swords there, where the swords are actually coming out of the crow's back. They're sliding out slowly. Most of the fight's been done. You're nearly there, so keep pushing through. It's going to be worth it. And once you have taken that time to really kind of suss out and gain more knowledge, you're going to feel a lot more connected into things and where you need to be. So it's going to come from a logical approach and not scattering those energies about, because I do feel like work-wise there's a little bit of a disconnect. There's also a feeling of boredom, perhaps the job or the studies have kind of lost their kind of shininess or something like that. But I think once you start to put in more, you will get more out of it, if that makes any sense. So listening to that call of where you need to be, yeah? What is the calling right now? And some inner organisation with the self would be useful. Kind of balancing things out a little bit. When we get the Lovers, it is a time to pause because, it's life choices being made that are afoot here, and we need to take our time. It's important so that we don't, go in the wrong direction. So I'm liking that Queen of Pentacles there. She's also a nice practical gal. So this is the modus operandi to help these studies and perhaps the work situation, practical approaches to move forward. She's a great businesswoman. She's got great potential with finances. She's got good status, this kind of thing. And I feel like the world's your oyster when you put the energies in the right direction. Notice how we've got the Tower here as well. So the Tower, you know, we've built up a lot of perhaps facades whereby ego kind of gets superimposed upon our ways of thinking and being, and it doesn't serve us. So sometimes this, you know, has to come down in order for something new, more positive, something that's more befitting to our actual personality is built up again. So I feel like change will be happening. The feeling is that there's a boredom around work. It's just not fulfilling, even though you are a very hard worker. This is a hard worker card, regardless. And yes, you're going to have to take care of some of those finances. You know, this is the scattering of the energies that I'm talking about, the 7. Remember, guys, the 7 relates to the Chariot, and the Chariot is all about getting everything aligned. The logical brain and the perhaps the pleasures or the wants and the needs that distract us in life, make us want to go this way, that way, take us off path. So this is what I'm saying to Emma, to align everything, get on the right path, make sure she's got enough information and experience before setting out on the course of things. You know, well thought out, taken enough time. Does it feel right? Does it feel kind of moral? Are you hearing the call? And yeah, we're there. So a lot to take on board with that reading. Keep pushing through. Put your energies in the right direction. Push through the brain fog as well. And if for any reason that you didn't get that exam or that job interview, I don't feel that enough went into it. Some pre-planning or understanding all the information, that kind of thing. Okay. I'm feeling like Emma wants to almost break out of the institution, kind of following the protocol of things, and almost, you know, just take her own lead and be her own emperor. Okay, so we have a dream decoder or an oracle card to put the icing on the cake of the reading. So for Emma's career then. Wow, it's a choice. It's a choice what you choose to put in that shopping basket or trolley. Choice. I was talking about energy, you know, how scattered it feels, and, you know, how tiring it is when we waste our energy. The card on the other side is the beach or the island. So don't be an island, reach out. There is somebody around you who's very supportive. It looks like she's female as well, that Queen of Swords. Like I said, it's not only relating to Emma, it will also be someone around her as well. That's something that I really want to impart, you know, strongly impart to you. It's never just that person when it comes up in the reading, the querent. It's always somebody around them as well with the court cards. Right, so Emma, I would like to leave you with an angel card, something that you can take into your day today and just focus on if you want to in a positive way, something that might help lead you towards the right direction. There was one more I felt. Okay. We've got understanding. Hopefully you've managed to get some understanding or clarity from this reading. Note that it does take a couple of times before things tend to sink in and the ping factors come. Oh yeah, I understand what Griff meant when she said that. The next one is contentment. So yes, do push forward, keep fighting, but also find contentment as well to balance things up. One fell out. I'm taking that one. This is your last one, Emma. Humour. You are a very funny girl as well. You do make me laugh. There we go. Humour. Get some humour into your life today. What's your favourite comedy? Let me know. All right then. So that's that one. If you have any questions, get back to me. And let me know how I did, if any of this is resonating with you. But meantime, you take care. See you soon, and I'll await your feedback. Bye for now. Okay, so that was Emma's reading. We are going to have some feedback from her for tomorrow. And we'll see what my impressions of this storyboard have meant to Emma, and it's going to be interesting. I love it. I love hearing the feedback. I don't always get to hear feedback. Sometimes you're never going to know what that client thought of the reading, but just trust the process. And also, it's not for me to know or understand absolutely everything about the reading, okay? It's for the reader to come up with it from the intuition, from the cards, the unlocking of, and you're giving it out, and it's up to them to make sense of it. It's not up to me to make sense of it. I'm literally reading the storyboard how it reads to me. It's not my life, it is their life. But always be empathic and kind and caring. Never leave a client, feeling terrible or upset after reading. Do as much as you can. And, like I said, it's not cast in stone, but it is something to be aware of, how things are panning out from the energies at the time. All right then, my guys, I will see you later for tomorrow's offering. Bye for now.